this cube right here will be the best selling 3x3 on the market. Except that this is probably a lie. The real best selling 3x3 will always be the OG Rubik's Cube. But the thing is, the Rubik's Cube is shit. Alright, that has been dealt with. The thing is, once you enter the market of the speed cubes, and with speed cubes I mean the cubes you can do this with, I want to show you that it's not possible on a Rubik's Cube, but the thing is, I cannot do that anymore. The best selling speed cube is the Moyu RS3M. Not only the best selling speed cube at the moment, but at just $9, it is definitely the community's favorite budget cube. Oh hey, there's me. But now we get to the exciting part, because the Moyu RS3M has been released in 2020, which is 3 years ago. Damn, that's a long time ago. However, they just released a new cube called the Moyu RS3M Super. And in this epic video, we're gonna battle the old one against the new one. Am I holding the right one? Old one versus the new one. But our new boy begins with a disadvantage, because it is $1 super more expensive. Also, there's a special prize for the winner, so make sure you watch till the end. Did I just sell my soul by saying that? So the first round is the experience when getting the cubes. And as you know, on this channel we don't open boxes in the normal way. Oh well, what can I say? But regardless from the way you decide to open the boxes, you're gonna get pretty much the same stuff for both cubes. Which means the cube, an accessory box, the cube stand, and in the accessory box you get a screwdriver, an adjustment tool, and then the paper with this handsome man that I'm gonna make bold. I don't know why. And of course, the most important step when unboxing the cube is throwing the mess at your cat. So for the first round, the experience, both cubes are gonna get 1 point. But the thing is, you're not buying a budget cube for the experience. You wanna have the best cube for the lowest price. And to show you just how cheap the RS3M really is, all of these RS3Ms combined cost less than this one single GAN cube, which has amazing experience, but does it really matter? But what does matter is the next round, which are features. Is it focused on the boxes and not on my face? Oh, no. On the original RS3M, we had something called a dual adjustment system. By turning the screw, you can adjust the tightness of the spring. This way, you can adjust the performance of the cube. But by using the tool in the box, you can adjust the blue ring on the cube in 8 different settings, and all of them increase the strength of the spring. Each setting compresses the spring just a bit more. By adjusting this, you can influence how tight the cube feels and basically influence the control of the cube. Now on the RS3M Super we have... It's purple! I mean, it's exactly the same thing, but you know. But the fact that this cube has a dual adjustment system for just $10 is amazing because, you know, it's cheap. For the next feature, we're gonna have to take the cube apart. Ah! Yeah! Ooh! Well, that's awkward. Both cubes have magnets in the edges in the corner, which helps with alignment of the cube. But I will say that the Super version has stronger magnets, which I definitely appreciate. Aside from that, the pieces are mostly the same, although the new cube has a dragon scale pattern, which is good, I guess. I mean, it sounds cool. And also the center design of the newer cube is more squarish, if that's a word. Now, it's probably a good time to mention that there's also a maglev and a ball core version of this cube, which I have right here. It has maglev technology, and it has extra center corner magnets. But being $20, you're closer to getting flagship performance cubes, so perhaps that's for another video. To summarize this round, both cubes have a dual adjustment system and magnets, but the newer version has dragon scale design, which gives it a slight advantage, just like a slight, because what is it? So up to this point, both cubes have about the same points. But that isn't really the point. Hey, because the reason you really want to buy a cube is for... That wasn't really good. The performance. And this starts when you first unbox your cube. The first turns of a budget cube are usually not that great, as with the original RS3M. It just feels too dry and sandy out of the box. But with the newer version, sadly enough, it still feels kinda dry. Although it's a bit better than the previous version. Now, although the pieces of both cubes are pretty similar, there's a big difference in the feel of both cubes. When you pick up the new version, you will notice right away that it's way more blocky and also hollow feeling. You can notice this just from the sound of the cubes. But what does this mean for the corner cutting? Well, the original RS3M had amazing corner cutting. I mean, it slices through everything. You know you have amazing corner cutting when it does 45 degrees reverse corner cutting. Now, since the newer version is more blocky, does it have the same performance? Well, I would say that the corner cutting is just as good, because when you go too far, it just slices through the other side. And reverse, well, I would say it's slightly worse than the previous version. But is this a bad thing? Well, before doing some souls, let me first set up the cubes.
Okay.
Let's go for a fast and easy Mystic and Weight 5 combination. I'm gonna set the compression of both cubes to 3 clicks. Add some silicon Weight 5 to the pieces. And add some Mystic in the cube. And I think we have a visitor. The only thing you can't adjust on these cubes is the magnet strength. I mean, I cannot even get the piece open. Alright, let's do some souls. First off with the RS3M. Now, I have used this cube for so long, so I know exactly what to say about this cube. It's good. I mean, it's really good. And that's also the reason why it was such a success. You got flagship performance for a budget price. All by all, it was just an amazing all-rounder. You have great corner cutting, you have some control. The only thing that it doesn't have was strong magnets. But if you go to the newer version, well, we have stronger magnets, and that I really appreciate. And also with the small design changes, we now have a cube that is more blocky. But is this a bad thing? In my opinion, it's not. Let me tell you why.
Yup.
You definitely have a more tactile feel on the newer Super version, which makes the smaller corner cuts just a bit harsher, but that leads to you turning more accurately. I think it definitely needs some getting used to, especially if you switch to it from the older version. But once you do get used to it, I think it's just a way more enjoyable cube than the last version. But is this enough to justify the $1 super difference? Both cubes have amazing corner cutting and performance. And while the newer one is more blocky and has a more tactile feel because of the better magnets, I would give the new cube just a slight advantage. And while the newer one has a higher score right now, there's one important thing we haven't talked about yet. The old one has an ugly logo, the new one has a better logo, so 200 bonus points for the Super RS3M. The Moyu RS3M Supple, our new budget cube king. As promised, guys, I have a prize for the winner, and that prize is... we are working on updating the YoCube Eco to the newer version of this cube. So if you want to have a professionally set up cube with 4 different loops, mic tensions, a bunch of extras, and a way to support this channel, check out the description and pre-order the YoCube Eco version 2. And also, guys, make sure to use discount code CubeBet on all of your orders on thecubicle.com for a super discount. And I will see you in the next video. Ciao. Super.